Sujata ma'am. Please unmute yourself, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
So I'm so happy that this is the last day of international webinar on mental health and wellness during COVID-19 pandemic situation. So this is a 1-week program. We have planned international webinar series on the topic mental health and wellness, which will be a very vital during this crisis situation. So in this aspect, it's my great pleasure to record my sincere thanks to the American College principal, Dr. Davamani Christopher, principal and secretary, for joining with us and conducting this international webinar series related to mental health and wellness during this COVID-19. At the outset, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Davamani Christopher, Principal and Secretary, for this last day session of this international webinar series. I also take pleasure in welcoming 2 speakers who are going to share their knowledge related to the concept of mental health and wellness during this last day session. So in this regard, I take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Krishnan Sivaraman, the founder, Wellbeing Center, and I take this opportunity to also welcome Mrs. Manvita, counseling psychologist, teacher, trainer, and coach, who is having a multi-personality aspect in the field of mental health and wellness. And at the outset, I also welcome Mr. Dr. Suresh Kumar Murugesan, who is with us for coordinating this program on behalf of the Department of Psychology, the American College, Madurai. I also welcome the Master of Ceremony MC, Akshaya Lakshmi and Ananya Lakshmi, who was with us traveling for the 6 or 7 days with us and coordinating this program in a grand success manner. At the outset, it is my immense pleasure to record my sincere welcome to all the participants who are with us traveling for whole period of this 1-week session on international webinar on mental health and wellness during this COVID-19 situation. I welcome each and every participant and once again the speaker, the principal, the American College Madurai, for joining with us in this international webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Davamani Christopher, Principal and Secretary, the American College, to deliver the valedictory address.
Hi friends, good evening. International webinar on mental health and wellness. Greetings from the American College. Hope all are safe and healthy during this uncertain and unprecedented pandemic duration. The entire world is kept quiet now. No business, no academics, no traffic, no shopping, no cinemas, etc. No one knows anything. No one has any idea about the happenings now. During the pandemic, many of our departments came forward to conduct webinars, workshops, conferences, etc. for the benefit of their students, researchers, and public. Likewise, the Department of Psychology was interested in organizing a series of webinars jointly organized with the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation of Alagappa University. Dr. Suresh Kumar is our webinar coordinator. Huge response for the webinar series. Thanks to the patron, Professor Rajendran, the Vice Chancellor of Alagappa University, and the co-patron, Professor Guru Malesh Prabhu, the Registrar of Alagappa University, Dr. Sujata Malini, convener, and the organizing secretaries, Dr. Gunasegaran, assistant professor from Alagappa University, and Dr. Suresh Kumar, psychology department of the American College. They're conducting many programs. Recently, they organized a series of webinars, 100 webinar series on behalf of the psychology department of the American College with a similar topic. They reached more than 15,000 participants, organizing such a wonderful program for the past 7 days. It seems that 278 participants now. So 7 into 277. It is about more than 2,000. It's great. American College established in the year 1881 by the American missionaries. There are 37 departments and more than 9,000 students are in the college. Among the all, psychology department is one of the special departments established recently. In American College, we have UG psychology course, and now from this year we have MSc, Applied Psychology. During the past 7 days, during the webinar series, I heard that there are 14 world-class resource persons, including a Russian resource person. Great. Congratulations to all the organizers. COVID-19 gives rise to a significant number of psychological consequences and health problems. We have noticed that many are witnessing stress, angry, nervous, sadness, and many diseases. This webinar series helps a lot to create awareness about the importance of mental health and well-being during the COVID pandemic, because prevention is better than cure. You are all in the process of prevention. The Department of Psychology of the American College took an initiative along with national and international associations, institutions, mental health centers, and many. And it will be helpful for the adolescents, youth, adult, and old age people. Thanks to all the participants. Yes, it's a great success. Thanks to the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation Science of Alagappa University for allowing us as your joint venture. I thank Dr. Sujata Malini, Dr. Gunasegaran, and all our faculty, webinar coordinator, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Mrs. Kayalvili, Mrs. Simona, and Dr. Pauline for their support in promoting the webinar series. Special thanks to the coordination of this webinar, Dr. Suresh Kumar, for his wonderful initiation. It's my pleasure to thank the students of the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation Science and my psychology department students, press people, and all the other well-wishers. Hope it will be a wonderful program. And today's speakers also great speakers. They are Mr. Krishnan Sivaraman from Chennai and Mrs. Manvita from Karnataka. Thanks again, and I wish all the success. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
Now-
sir. Thank you for joining, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. Suresh Kumar, sir, to introduce the speaker for the session.
Very good evening, one and all. It's my pleasure to introduce my colleague and my well-wisher, my friend, Dr. Krishnan. He is the founder of Wellbeing Center, Chennai. He had many experiences in corporate sector in Mumbai and almost different countries he visited. He chosen the field and he is working for that. There are budding psychologists. They are not having the adequate skill. So what he has done, he has set up a center in which, as of now, as per my knowledge, he trained more than 3,000 budding psychologists. He given that dedicated programs. And one more thing, special thing about Mr. Krishnan is, wherever the program is, and he will be the first participant. He is a very good trainer, but wherever there is a training program, for example, when I asked about inner healing inner child, he told me that I was completed. And what about NLBS? I was completed. So when you ask any program related to psychology, he is an open-minded to participate, and he learned from the beginning, and he will like to share his experience to others. That is very good quality for a speaker. And today with us, Mr. Krishnan, he is going to share that important topic on the final day and the positive living. I think we all know that everyone we are having that negative component like fear, worry, uncertainty in our society is predominant among most of the people. But it is a right time. We need a right person to speak about positive living during this crisis period. So when we found a searching resource person for that, we found that Mr. Krishnan is one of the best person for the topic, and we invited him. He accepted. Thank you, sir, for our accepting our invitation. Now the floor is yours. We can share your knowledge, sir. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Please unmute him, sir.
Good evening, friends. Good evening, friends. First of all, let me thank Suresh for this, very kind introduction, and for Alagappa University for inviting me, and also jointly Dr. Christopher Dawamani sir from American College. So it's wonderful to be here, and I would like to tell you my father was an alumni of Alagappa University. I think in the 1960 or something, he had done his BT. So that time that BEd was called BT. So he was staying there, and he had done his BT there. So I'm very happy to be back, and I see that he's through me, he is coming back to Alagappa College, Alagappa University.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Positive living, everybody is talking about positive, but we have to live positively. So I would like to give a small exercise. Either if you have a pen and paper, you can use it, or you can take a minute to think about. Since morning, the 3 things that had made you happy today. You can take from morning, whatever time you got up today, 5 o'clock, 4:30, or 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time, being a Sunday. So you got up, and till now, 3 things that had made you happy. Just you can think about it, you can cherish about it, or good thing is to write. You can write it, just take one or two, 3 sentence, 2 words to what made you happy today. And you can use the chat box also. You can type it up. Hope you managed to identify those 3 good things happened today to you. To start with, I would like to share a story of 2 of my clients. For the purpose of holding confidentiality, I have changed the name. The story of Meena and Nima. Meena was telling, both of them were supposed to go for interview during this. It was scheduled in the month of end of March, around 24th. So they were supposed to go for that interview, but this lockdown has happened. So what happened to these 2 girls? Meena, she was telling herself, she would not get the job because she had a very low self-esteem. She was lazy. She was having, avoidance personality, and she was not prepared for the interview, and she did not prepare herself, with the neat ironed clothes. She had not taken her biodata or CV, you call it, which printed. And then the lockdown was announced, and she was telling herself, "Oh my God, thank God!" And she went back to her den. She did not bother about the lockdown. The other girl, Nima, she was so confident of the job, getting that job. She had excellent self-esteem. She was so confident. She was brisk. Where she was going for interview, and she kept her clothes and all properly ironed 2 days earlier, and kept her CV in hand. And she also took a copy of the application form that she had sent. She was feeling a little sad that she could not make it to the interview because of the lockdown. But immediately she told herself, this is an opportunity to prepare for the interview in some more in a better way, some more information I can gather. Similarly, I would like to say this pandemic time, this last 2 months, and as we tied up with Suresh, and probably the best time I ever had in my profession, in my life, that I was feeling very good about what to say. I am doing something very good, which is passionate about, and also it is giving me immense satisfaction, and it is being a great networking opportunity. You get to meet lots of people, like-minded people. It has given me great pleasure, and it's so much of joy in this COVID-19 lockdown period. How do you, Suresh, you can move forward four slides where you have positive living. Some more. Yeah, next one. Yeah, this one, the previous one. Yeah. See, positive living, uh, positive living through positive thinking. You need positive attitude. You should have that attitude. Whatever you see, you can look at it. Experience the pleasantness. Experience the happy feelings. See, happiness brings brightness into your eyes. It gives you more energy. The whole being of being oneself broadcasts goodwill, it happiness and success. Even the health is affected in a positive way, beneficial way. You get more energy. When we talk, when we walk around, we talk with the full of confidence. The voice is so more powerful. Our body language changes. It shows the way how we feel. The positive and negative thinking are contagious. If we are positive, people are more disposed to be helpful to us. They will approach you. Do you need anything? Are you okay? Do you need any help? Do you want me to get something for you? Because you are at home, you are not going out. So people will just come to you for an offer. Where anyone who emit negativity, the people dislike. They would like to avoid coming even near to you. When the mind is negative, there are lots of biochemistry, chemistry professors and all addressed. So I don't want to get into the chemical part of it, but to say it in a raw way. When the mind is negative, the poisons are released into the blood, which cause more unhappiness and negativity. Negative thoughts, negative words, and negative attitude create negative and unhappy feelings, bad moods, and bad behavior. So this is a way to failure, frustration, and disappointment. And let us see the directions of positive thinking. Suresh. Just close your eyes. Earlier, we talked about the 3 good things that had made you happy. Now it is about yourself. Think 3 good things about you. When you think about it, about yourself, that makes you feel very happy. Can you write it down? I am a courageous person. I am a blessing. I am a helpful person. I am a very friendly person. So like the 3 good things, good characters about yourself, can you write it down? You can use the chat box also. So when you feel good about ourselves, we emit that good feeling and we also pass it on to others. So good feelings spread further and further and further. So how you can turn into positive? In order to turn your mind toward positive, Suresh, you need to do some inner work, because your attitude and thoughts do not change overnight. As they were gone deep inside, it has gone so deep. How will you take it out? So you have to work on it. So how do we do? Let's see how do we do. First thing, Suresh, yeah. First thing, you should know the power of thoughts has a mighty power which always shaping our lives. This shaping is done subconsciously. As we are, the environment, as we keep thinking about ourselves, keep thinking good things. So these things go into a subconscious mind. But at the same time, it is possible to make the process consciously. You can work on it. I have this, so why I am doing this. Let us work on it. Okay, let me see only positive in it. Whatever, say for example, if I am missing the bus, okay, I missed the bus, what would have happened? I have to take another bus and go. Oh my God, I missed the bus, I'm not going to do anything. So we need not think about it. So the thoughts, thinking positively, you can process it. You can process it with the consciously you can process that. The second one is, you need to ignore. You need to ignore what other people say or think about you when they discover your change of behavior, the change of way that you think. Because when you are being positive, obviously people will be noting you. People, that the changes are visible. You cannot hide the change. So people will start thinking, what happened to this guy? Why he is doing like this? Suddenly he comes and helps. Probably people must have seen this movie, Catherine Murray, where MS Bhaskar, he comes, after listening to the, they participated in the chat with the Madhu. Then he comes, he changed his life. When he comes there, people were worried that, this guy is going to come and fight. But he will say, sorry, I'm so sorry. I've been so bad to you people. I have changed. I have come to say sorry. So it's a change. People will be wondering such change. So don't bother. Just ignore their opinion, with what they say about yourself. You work on your own behavior, your own changes. The third, you have to use your imagination. You have to visualize only the favorable and beneficial situations. Suppose you are getting a job. Suppose, say, for example, you are not for that girl who missed that opportunity. See, she can think, oh my God, I have not I have not got the job. Okay, I have not prepared. Oh, this is an opportunity to know why, to introspect, why I have not got the job, why I missed it. So I can work on it so that I can be prepared very well to go further, go to a next time and be successful. So you have to visualize that way. And you have to, the fourth one, you have to use positive words. Even when you are doing inner dialogues, you go and talk to yourself. When you do that, I am good, I can do this, I am a successful person, I am going to win this race. So you have to say it positively. Don't say, I am not going to lose this, I am not going to miss the bus. Don't use negative words. Change everything into a positive one. I am going to get the job. I am going to be a nice person. I am going to talk only nice words. I am going to be happy. Use everything in a positive manner. And these dialogues, not only when you are talking to yourself, when you are making this inner dialogues, but also when you are talking with others. So Suresh was so nice to me. He was using so many things, certain things, I didn't even realize that, I have told him I have done this. When he asked, I have done this. And so he remembered those things. When he said to me, it has given me good feeling. Like that, when you speak some good words to others, it will give them also a good feeling. See, for example, I would like to share one more small thing about the words. We know whatever the things coming out from us, the saliva, we do toilet, the blood, all these things, you sneeze, you get your breathing, the air comes out. All these things are stinky. But only one thing that can be very nice, very pleasant, very joyful, make others happy. These are the words that you come out. Another beautiful thing, you smile. Keep smiling. Idukkan vargal nagaga. So such a beautiful thing we have got in Tamil also. Smile a little more. That will help you to think positively. Just simple act of smiling or laughing can make you happier. You can easily cheat your brain that if you keep your face with a big smile, the mind will think that you are happy. It will give you more oxytocin, dopamine, all these things. Try this instead. You can look at when you are going out, though you started going out. So try this. Look at strangers. Look at them in the eye and give them a genuine smile. In most cases, you will get the smile in return. What a great feeling you will get. The more you smile, the more smiles you will get it in return. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? So smile. Keep and I always say that one exercise, to cheat. You can just take a pen or pencil and bite like this. Then, that keeps your face as a smiley. It's a beautiful thing. Then you keep practicing that, your face automatically become a smiley. It's a beautiful thing. Next one is, once you start practicing this being positive, bringing positive thoughts into you, then, you will be able to realize negative thought enters into a mind. You will be aware. You can easily make out. When you become aware of it, replace it with a positive one. Keep repeating it. Whenever you are when the negative thought comes back, when it returns, replace it again with a positive one. Keep changing it. You become aware, then over a period of time, the negative thoughts will not even come near to you. So, for example, I'm not good at it. If you think I'm not good at it, you can find out what am I missing in it? What can I add into it? So to make I am good at it. And even when you are making it a positive sentence, even that positive, you can enhance it. I am awesome at this. You can say that, whoa, I am in the right track on this. This is another thing, this is too boring. How can I make it interesting? I just can't do mathematics. Okay, I am going to train myself. I'm going to train my brain to learn mathematics, to do well maths. So this is the way you can plan. I plan A. Suppose you have plan A, you can have plan B. Why just plan B? You have 25 more letters. You can have plan B, C, D, up to Z you can have. So you know that you have options. Next is very, very important. Perseverance. Next, never give up. The seventh one is, never give up. Never, ever give up. Next one, Suresh. I don't know how many of you have studied this lesson. I think, it was in the second standard when I was studying. There was a story about a Scottish king, Robert Bruce. He was defeated in the war and he was hiding in a cave. So he was so tired, he was so demotivated, and he was lying down in the cave and he was looking at, and he saw a spider knitting its web. So it was falling down because the web was very thin. So the spider was little heavy. So every time it was falling down, it went back and it was completing it. This has given him great hope that okay, we should not give up. Even a spider did not give up. So why should I give up? I will go and I will fight and I will take back my country and be the king of my people. In case you experience inner resistance and difficulties, and when replacing negative thoughts with the positive one, like what we saw before. The next is Suresh. The next is this. You always think about your circumstances. If you think, oh my God, this is my situation. What am I going to do? Like that, think positive. Then the circumstances, if you keep thinking positively, the circumstances will change accordingly. It does not matter what circumstances you are there at this point of time. When you expect only favorable results, and situations and circumstances will change accordingly. If you persevere, your transformation, the way your mind thinks, the transformation takes place the way your mind thinks. It may take some time for the changes, but eventually it will change. Use affirmations. Keep repeating it. I am good. I am a blessing. I am a strong person physically and mentally. I am a winner. So these are the things, I have listed down some more, which I will give you along with the presentation, which you can take it. Don't use negative. Like earlier I said, I won't lose. No one can beat me, and so on. You think about yourself. I am going to win. Okay. Then we talk about creative visualization, and it has got long ones. I will get back to after this. All the points are getting over. I will take creative visualization separately. It is a type of mindfulness exercise that can be used to promote success in every area in life. Let me tell you how it can be done subsequently. Next is, the gratitude diary. 11, the gratitude diary. Next, Suresh. Individual benefits of gratitude research suggests that gratitude may be associated with many benefits of individuals, including better physical, psychological health, increased happiness, and life satisfaction, decreased materialism, and more. Practicing gratitude and being grateful are the keys to happier life. Thankfulness is happening if thankfulness is a beginning of gratitude. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may be consist merely of words, whereas gratitude shown in action. The more you use gratitude every day, the greater good you will bring into your life. For example, I have listed a few things. Say how to write a gratitude diary. For example, I'm grateful to my friend Suresh because he had proposed my name for this wonderful platform, which gives me pleasure of sharing my knowledge with the people, and also get feedback so that I can correct myself if there any improvement is required. Like that, what I am looking forward today or tomorrow. What's a popular song that you enjoy? It may be Roja, it may be Dil, whatever. What is a popular song that you enjoy? Who is the person or one friend you can always rely on? All these things you can write in a diary. You can look at it. That will give you more sense of gratitude. The next is very, very important. It's a kindness. The act of kindness, it's a gift. It's a gift which everyone can give to anybody. I'd like to share my story here. Once I was going in a bike, and it was in a four road junction in the busy Mount Road in Chennai. And somebody was going in front of me. Suddenly he carried, he was a vegetable vendor. He was going in a TVS 15. He was having all the vegetables and all these things, full of, his vehicle was fully loaded with it. And suddenly his vegetables started falling down in the middle of the road. Immediately I stopped my vehicle, and by the time he moved about 30 minutes. So the police was calling it. So immediately I stopped, and I also started picking up and collecting them and giving it to me. He said with a big smile, he said thanks. And then I went back to my bike, and I saw one person who had noticed. He said, I noticed that you are helping that person. It was actually a beautiful thing when I showed that very small kindness. The oxytocin, the chemical responsible for feelings of love and connection, binds us as human beings. And what happened? It is not just when I did it, it is increased me, and the happy feeling is increased in me, and to the person who benefited, but also the person who had witnessed, and he had said, I have seen, I liked it, I feel very happy. So it is like I said, it is a contagious, it spreads. In this mindset, the power of kindness and the chemical reaction, we have to acts of generosity. Next is very, very important is forgiveness. People find this very, very difficult to forgive. And I think yesterday or day before, Dr. Shanmugh Kamble was talking about it. What a wonderful thing. Forgiveness is a process where someone who can be wronged chooses to let it go for their resentment and treat the wrongdoer with compassion, which is very difficult, but it takes time. You have to practice. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning the wrongdoers, granting legal mercy, or reconciling with relationship. You can forgive a person while in no way believing that their actions were accepted or justified. Whatever actions they have done, it is wrong. But it doesn't mean that when you are forgiving that person, that actions are they are not acceptable. On the other hand, simply saying the word "I forgive you" or accepting an apology is not forgiveness. In fact, forgiveness can occur without even speaking to the wrongdoer. Forgiveness is an emotional change that occurs within the person who has been wronged. What is forgiveness? The decision to overcome pain that was inflicted by the another person. Letting go of anger, resentment, shame, and other emotions associated with this injustice that has happened, even though they are reasonable feelings. Treating the offender with a compassion, even though they are not entitled to it. Where forgiveness is not reconciliation, not repairing or returning to a relationship. Forgetting the injustice, condoning or excusing the offender's behavior, granting legal mercy to the offender, letting go, but wishing for revenge. So these are not forgiveness, not forgivenesses. It happens as a result of being unable to hold on to a grudge, unable to bear the pain, unable to bear the pain of hatred, unable to sustain that anger. It is not easy to hold on to a grudge against someone. If you are wise, you would say, I am tired of this grudgeful feeling. And the moment you think about saying that you are tired of being grudgeful, the moment you will do that, your grudge fails. You have already forgiven that person. The weak never forgives. Only the strong person forgives. Forgiveness is the attribute of strong person, strongness. The person who forgives is always first to be blessed. Forgiveness is the promise of peace. Forgiveness is a freedom. It's peace. It's a release. It's mercy, acceptance, harmonious, transcendence, love, reverence, open heart to smile and laugh again. And the last one I would like to say, you get used to the meditation, mindfulness, yoga if possible. Meditation, if you do it, the best time is at early morning. I don't tell you that you have to do it that way. If you do it, it is better. It is like our actor says, "Irundha nalla irukum." It is like that. If you do it at morning, early morning, around 4:35, it's the best time. Nevertheless, you can do it anytime. You can do pranayam, breathing exercises. You can do yoga. You can do body scan, let it go, loving kindness meditation, mindfulness meditation. All these things, if you practice, your life will be beautiful. It will be happier. Suresh, do you have time? So I have added some more in the appendix. I have, how to add things in the conversation. Your conversation can be constructive, optimistic, helpful, and you can use encouraging words. There are some words listed. Suresh, do you have time to talk about creative visualization, which will take about 10 to 15 minutes?
No, we are having next speaker, sir, today.
Okay, fine. Okay. You can try these exercises.
Yes.
I'll just tell the exercises, then you can probably make a note of it. 3 things or 3 people that you are thankful for. You can do this every day. The person you want to forgive. They have the one who have done wrong to you. You can, those people you want to forgive. And there is an exercise for this which can be discussed later. And whom do you want to say sorry? You have done something, you have hurt somebody. Think about that person. Well, you want to say sorry to them. Best thing, just call up and say that, I'm so sorry about this is done. I'm so sorry about, you can say that. See how light you become. You become like a feather. You can just fly. You can be free. With that note, I end with this. Thank you very much for for my lecture, and you have been listening. Thank you so very much. If any questions you have, you can probably ask. I would like to answer.
Yeah, actually, I can give the participants, if you want to ask questions, they can ask for 10 minutes.
Okay, sir. Participants, please click the raise hand option in the screen so that you can ask questions to this resource person. Also, you can write the questions in the chat.
And
That is the first question.
one more announcement, actually, Mr. Krishnan is having a lot of content. As I requested him, today is on final day, so we have to stick with that time. So that is the reason he concluded in 35 minutes. Otherwise, take 1.5 hours. There are a lot of exercises are there. We would like to give that information. Now we can welcome, come forward and then ask a question to the resource person now. I think there are 2 questions are there. Actually, I can coordinate.
Yes, sir. Yes. So the first question is from Govindaraja. Sir, please unmute yourself and ask the question. Govindaraja, sir. Yes, sir. Please unmute yourself, sir. Govindaraja, sir.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, sir. You can ask.
Yeah. Sir, it's a very nice presentation. Definitely, sir, really, I am very happy. And one more thing, sir, regarding the negative thoughts, sir, some older people, they during the attainment of age, usually they come to the fear of death. So how can they overcome the fear of the death? This is my question. And one more thing, how can they develop the resistance in positive thoughts?
Okay.
This is my question.
It's a beautiful question, Govindaraja.
Yeah.
See, I have very similar problem. I have a neighbor who is about 72 years old. So because she's a neighbor, she's old and she's alone, I always go and help her whatever possible way. But in the morning when I get up and I just go there to help her, she will say, I don't like this at all. The first word in a day starts with, I don't like this. Okay, so how do I handle this? So I will not immediately say, don't say like this. Okay, so probably I will ask, so what has happened? How can we make it right? And see what is missing there. So we can add those things. And it can be cultivated. This has to be practiced. As I said, this has gone deep into everybody's life, everybody's inside. You get up, oh my God, this is the day, one more day of COVID. I never, that day, maybe first day I was bit, I had, fear. So how was it going to be the day? I mean, the upcoming days, how are the days going to be? But at the moment I, we had spoken to each other. Then I said, I got hold of this, like a lifeline. So I've been enjoying day by day. Every day I've been enjoying. Say, all I'm saying, it has to be cultivated. So you keep the person who is caregiver, who is around them, then, they have to use positive things. So don't take that whatever they are saying, don't use the same word. Use a positive word, because I don't know what is the situation, so I'm unable to give you the right word what they are using. I have given my example when this the auntie of 72 years old, because I'm close to 60 now, in another couple of years or whatever. So I call her auntie only. So when she is saying that, I'll ask, okay, this is a good thing is happening. See something there because she gets up in the morning, switches on the TV, and she listens to this astrology, and he will say Chandrashtamam, then she is gone. So I'll say, I immediately switch to some other channel and tell her, see what is he saying. So I divert it. I make a change of environment, word, everything I change it. So it has to be practiced. So what will happen when we were keep on listening to that, we also become like that. So it is better. So you be aware. I said, be aware of the negative things coming into you. So make it positive and use it. Use the positive words. And some positive words are happy, successful, satisfied, joy. It's very encouraging. I'm getting motivated. It's agreeable. It's very attractive. She is very beautiful, charming, kind person. You said this person has got so much of patience. There's so much of accomplishment the person has done. So very creatively they have done. Such a harmonious person, inspirational, constructive, helpful. All these so many words. You go to dictionary, you get all the positive. Start using one by one every day. This is the way you can do it. This is the simplest way. Simplest way you can practice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, sir. So I request Dr. Baba Vajrala to ask the questions. Please unmute yourself. Dr. Baba. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're unmuted. Please do
Sir,
ask the question. Yes.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Could you please
Sir, I have
louder?
2 questions. Is it audible?
A little more louder. It's audible, but a little louder.
Sir, I have a question. What is the best way to make a child the habit of positiveness?
We have to be role models.
Okay. And
We
then
have to be role models.
Okay.
Easiest way. See, people, kids, follow us. Easiest
I have
way.
another question, sir.
Yeah.
How is resilience helpful in this positiveness?
Resilience is, I told you this, example. Say, for example, I will tell you, I was trying to go to Middle East because I had some family commitments. When I went there, I was rejected in the first interview. First thing they said, you don't have experience. And I was not sure what experience they were actually looking for. It was very related to my job. Then second time another thing, very similar job came. So I was, when the first interview, when I did not get it, so I talked with my seniors, I talked with my mentor, I asked him, see, this is what they have asked. So, this is the answer I have given, but why it is not? So they have given me alternative way to present it. You won't believe, second time also failed. I got it only on the third time.
Okay.
So you have to keep, trying. Sometimes you have to, push yourself, to block the negative thoughts and to think positively.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, I thank the organizers giving the opportunity to attend a wonderful webinar for your past 1 week. I congratulate all of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we have Again, 3 to 4 questions are there, sir. Due to time constraint, we will restrict to that much question alone, 3 to 4 questions. So the next person will be Prashant Yadav. Please unmute yourself, sir. Prashant Yadav.
Yeah. It's audible?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Sujata Malini, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to asking the questions. Yeah, I'm a student. So my just question is as simple as is like that. Sir, what are the basics that if we are going through with the negative in our life, how we can cope up with that? If we are removing them as well, but sometimes they're coming back in our back as well. That how will we can remove all those negativity?
It's a wonderful question. Wonderful question, Yadav. See, when you are saying that you are going through a negative thing, so that means you know what you want, what you are not getting, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there lies the positive thing. So to get to what you want, so you can, from that you have to work. It is difficult. It is not, like, okay, change your mind, everything overnight it happens. It doesn't happen. Keep trying. You speak Tamil? You speak Tamil or what?
No, actually I'm a Hindi background. I speak in English only.
Okay. Correct. So I wanted to tell you one, proverb. So it doesn't make sense to tell you that. Okay, fine. See, if you start, what you want, when you are going through negative life or whatever. So you know why it is negative, because what you want, you didn't get it. So you know what you wanted. So when you know clearly what you wanted, then you can work on it. Then you know what. See, if you start thinking about it, how to reach, how to get it, and you will automatically start finding the ways. See, again, I will give you my own example. When I came back from Middle East, they said, my experience in the Middle East was nullified. It was so disheartening. I didn't know what to do. I put in about 22 years of experience in that particular area of advertising. They said, your experience is nullified. I worked with the multinational companies. But I said, okay, if that is not there, my own stuff is there. I am good at the people. I am good at the networking. So what I did, I changed. I changed what I can do. I started working towards it. Now it is about 10 years now. Like that.
Oh, thank you for answering me, sir. Yes,
Did
sir.
I answer your question?
Yes, sir. You answered with my question, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you, Alagappa.
Thank you, sir. We will take up questions from chat box also, because there are a lot of them that way. So there is a question from Akshaya Krishnan. She has asked, if we are imagining everything positively, which doesn't happen in our life, is that attitude going to bring disappointment in us?
See, life is not only positive. Okay? Have you seen the cardiogram? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Correct? If it is straight, what is it?
Yes.
When the cardiogram is taken, the laptop, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. That means you are alive. If it is straight, no life. When negative is there, if you are able to handle that, if you are working towards it, if you are challenging the negative, life becomes beautiful. Life becomes excitement. Life becomes challenging. You would like to take the challenge. If you are running, remember, see, hope you have seen the kids running. They are running to, win the race. Correct? They don't know whether, they are going to win or not. But they take the challenge and they run. Because they don't know the pain of winning and losing. As we adult, we learn this and we instigate pain in ourselves. So if there is no negative, and the life won't be challenging, life won't be interesting. You have the challenges, when you start working towards working on that negative to turning into a positive thing, that's where the life becomes a happier and joyful and exciting.
Thank you, sir. It's so true. So there's yet another question in the chat box. It's a question from Saravana Kumar. He has asked to distinguish between willingness and forgiveness.
Willingness is, you are pushing yourself. Okay? But forgiveness, it has to come voluntarily. Okay, you are telling me, I am accepting it. Okay? That is willingness. Forgiveness comes from the heart. Okay, I know that you have hurt me, but I will give you, that it doesn't mean that your wrongdoing is justified. What you have done is wrong. You hurt me. I had that pain, but you are throwing away that pain. You are not holding on to it. You are not having that grudge. Somebody had hurt you. So when you have grudge, you have all the ailments also. So you know that has happened, but you voluntarily say that, you forgive that person.
He has asked another question too, like how do we analyze mutual information conductivity and spontaneous information conductivity? How do we analyze?
Come again? What is that?
How do we analyze mutual information conductivity and spontaneous information conductivity?
This, I don't think I can answer it now. Such a big question, and I'll answer it later. Is that okay?
The person can actually mail you, sir, so that you can answer him.
I will do that. Sure.
Please to mail the question, sir.
Wellbeingkrishnan@gmail.com.
Thank you, sir. So
it is there in the last side. Is my email ID is there.
Thank you, sir. I will now request Dr. Sujata Malini ma'am to ask questions if there is any questions from YouTube or.
There are two questions. One is not a question. They have recorded that they have given, they have done some kind work so that they got happiness.
Thank you.
They have recorded their sincere gratitude and kindness that they have showed towards a pregnant lady who is in need of getting a breakfast, so that they got happiness out of their act. So they recorded that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the next one is how to forgive a frequent cheater.
This is, kind of a difficult question. Why do you want to see when somebody is cheating you? Then you have to take a decision. If somebody is cheating you, you know that that person is cheating you. So you have to make a decision what needs to be done. First of all, the forgiveness, comes, once you what you want to do with that. So you every time 10 times, 20 times, 30 times you keep forgiving, that you are taken for granted. So you need to have little more assertiveness, and you have to make a decision that will make you happy. Then once you are out of it, then you will be able to forgive. You know that person had done wrongdoing to you. When you are with that, it is difficult. So you have to, because it is happening continuously. So that part you have to take care. Then when you will be able to forgive them.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. One more question: how to overcome the feeling of guilty?
Feeling of guilt. Best thing, if the whatever is done, suppose if you do a person or something, best thing, you can undo it, try to undo it, tell the person that I made a mistake, I am so sorry, genuinely you can apologetic. You can ask for forgiveness, you can ask for mercy.
Thank you,
that
sir.
is the best way to do it. But sometimes if the person is not there, you start feeling it. Time will heal, but you can say that, I have done it, it's my mistake. If you start telling yourself that, you made a mistake, you made this, you are the cause for it, that itself, it's a forgiveness, one to self. Second, you can also say that, you have been forgiven.
Thank you,
Once
sir.
you
Thank you.
realize that, that mistake is done by you, so then automatically when you realize that, automatically you get the forgiven by yourself, because most of the time you will be hurting yourself for having the guilt.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We will have one last question, and other participants, please mail your questions to sir so that he can answer. There is a person who raised his hand for a quite long time, so I don't want to miss that. So yes, Yashvinder Kapil, yours will be the last question. Please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Your session is very much informative.
Thank you.
My question is, like in a home or in an organization, we are having a people who are the energy suckers. So how to deal with the energy suckers?
Organizations. See, best thing, you can do lots of planning in your work. See, you can call names, but I understand what you are trying to say. But the thing is, if you are planning, it's all depending upon us. We are putting so much of effort. It is also in the back of your mind, if you see, you may be kind of, I'm not blaming, you think about, introspect, why your energy being sucked. You can do some more introspection within yourself. What is happening? Why I am taking so much of, why my energy is taken by somebody else? Why am I giving permission to suck somebody sucking you? Why? You have to work on those lines. Then it is easier to get away from that. And you have to learn little more assertiveness. You start practicing assertiveness, then it will be easier.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwinder. Thank you.
Thank you for patiently answering all the questions, in-depth information. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. Suresh Kumar, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks and also introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Akshay, for the great opportunity to support the vote of thanks. Mr. Krishnan, I think this is the second time I'm attending the same topic in different versions. Version 1 and version 2. There is an improvise, and then I think today's participants are more blessed, and then you got very quality content from them. Amazing. And in positive living, he given that there are different activities we can follow. And the 13 activities we can follow, as we said. And it is there in that when you go into that Barbara predictions, positive emotion.
Suresh, I would like to hear the good words from you. I am unable to hear.
Yes.
Your voice is like
is
feeble.
breaking,
Very
sir.
feeble. Can you use a headset?
Your
so that
voice is breaking.
Okay. I don't know. I think my
Good words I would love
louder
to hear.
Louder, sir, please.
Yes. See, there are Barbara predictions. She is the person who conducted a research on positive emotions, and she come out with, based on her experience, 10 years of research experience, she come out with 10 positive emotions. But today, for positive living, you given that 14 inputs. That shows that you spend more time on that finding out positive components. That is a plus point. And I said in the beginning, the same topic I'm listening you in 2 different occasions. This is the second time. I think these are participants that are blessed to have that defined version, 2.0. The qualities are more than the first one. It is an amazing. And when you given the examples, you given that ethical also you have followed. You have not given the names of the person. Some of them, in the spontaneity, they will say the name, but you are more cautious. It shows that your social responsibility also. I record my sincere thanks to you for your amazing input, sir, on behalf of the Department of Special Education, Alagappa University, and Department of Psychology, American College, for the wonderful presentation, sir. And I think, can we begin the second session? I think Madam will give the welcome. I will introduce the speaker.
Thank you so very much, Suresh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Krishnan,
Your
sir.
kind words. Thank you, Sujata ma'am. And
Thank you.
I'm happy to be back. You know, I feel that my dad is here. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So
Very nice to hear the same words from you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm
Now
studying in the same B.Ed college.
Oh, really? Okay. I think he did it in 1959.
Okay, very great. Nice to hear those words.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us today and giving your awesome lecture. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I request Dr. Sujata Malini ma'am to give the welcome address for the next speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Akshaya. On behalf of the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation Science and Department of Psychology, the American College, Madurai, it's my pleasure to welcome today's second speaker, Mrs. Manvita, a clinical psychologist, teacher, counselor, trainer, and coach who is having a multi-personality and able to talk on power of positive mindset. So in this very pleasure session, we would be very happy to welcome you on behalf of our departments for having you in this international webinar on mental health and wellness. So welcome you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. Suresh Kumar sir to introduce the speaker.
Thank you, ma'am, for that amazing welcome. And thank you, Akshaya, for giving the opportunity to introduce the second speaker. Yes, as I said in the beginning, I had an experience with both the speakers of today, Mr. Krishnan and Ms. Manvita. They had a very good similarity in spreading the positivity among the people. And one of the questions they were asked in the beginning earlier, there are negative things are going on. Why we have to concentrate on positive, which is not having any result? The same question is applicable to the negative component also. There is no effect will be there for negative things. Why have to give much importance to negative component? So we need a people who talk about positive things. So today, the final day, I think they given the two positive psychologists here. One is Mr. Krishnan. The second speaker is Ms. Manvita. I think I found her in LinkedIn and then social media only. See, when I gone through her profile, I found that she has done a many program and then updated her. Can you give me a session? She said immediately okay. And the speaker is very good in that positive mindset. In the last session, there is a problem in my place. I can able to hear only after 10 minutes. I can see that high professionalism, and I can say that I recommended the speaker to some of the institutions in Tamil Nadu also. So that is a quality you can come to know. And she's a teacher and as a trainer, as a coach. That's why we can find out they are very specialized in delivering the content. There are many teachers, they are very good in that, but they may not have the ability to deliver. But today's speaker having the ability to give that information that will reach your heart and in your mind. Now it is a great opportunity to have a second speaker, Ms. Manvita, with us. Ma'am, the floor is yours. You can share your knowledge and experience. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Yes. Unmute yourself. Unmute. Please unmute. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Again, you muted, I think. Again, you muted. Unmute one time only. Just one time. No. One click. Just one click that button. Yes. Now we can speak. Now it is an unmuted. You can speak now.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for a lovely introduction, Madam and Suresh Kumar sir. It's an honor and privilege to be amongst this all this gathering to deliver my small session on positivity. Sir, can I share my screen?
Yes, 1 minute. I will stop mine. Yes, you can share your screen.
I think I need permit to share my screen. Yeah, I've got it. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can you make it a full screen so that
Yes, just one moment.
F5, I think.
One second.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. A very warm welcome to all of you. And I'll be taking you on a journey of positivity for the next 30 minutes. Well, positive mindset. Krishnan sir delivered an excellent session on positivity. And now I'll be, probably there are elements which will overlap, but do consider it as a learning so that it aids everyone over here. Also, if I can introduce myself, I've been handling counseling sessions for a decade now. I teach, I'm an NLP practitioner, a trainer, and a coach. That's a little bit about me. And let's begin. My dear friends, on this slide, you see that there are many different kinds of boxes in different colors placed on either side of the slide. And if you look at it very carefully, do you think there is any segmentation? And if you think so, can you type in the chat box, what do you actually see? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Okay. Can, yes, qualities, positive mindset, joyful. Good evening to everyone. Yes. Good. What else? Yes, happy and sad segments, right? Moods. Angry, positive. Yes, yes. That's right. Thank you so much, Deva. Thank you so much, Josna, and Karupuswamy. Thank you so much. That's right. Now, if you look at this very carefully, you will see that the entire slide can be segmented vertically into two parts. One is the negative side of emotions and the positive side of emotions. We all identify with our positive emotions using different words such as contented, good, joyful, pleasant, happy, wonderful, wow. At the same time, for a negative emotion, we have our own connotations to the word negative emotion, and we use terminology such as afraid, bad, angry, unpleasant, sad, negative, down, dry, such words. But if you look at it, like Krishnan sir said, one cannot be completely positive, nor can one be completely negative. Then how can you begin your life and how can you remain positive on a given day? Look at the center part of this slide. This is mostly how we converse. We have to deal with people. I was just listening to all those questions from the previous session. How do I deal with the negative person? How do I deal with the person who has a negative intent? How do I deal with a person who's trying to weigh me down? It's very simple. You don't have to deal with it. That's the basic answer. You don't have to deal with it because all that you're seeing right now is the negative side of that person. But if you look very closely, then that person might have a positive side to him or her. When you align with the positive side, then the negative side becomes just a shadow and then it will pass. But what's most important is to align with the positive side in the person. Why is it important? Is because you need to find the purpose of your communication, of why you're speaking to that person, of your interaction, the why, the purpose of this entire communication and this relationship is going to bring out the positivity. If you are bent upon judging a person for all the negative things that the person has, then you're not having a positive mindset. Positive mindset is all about seeing things in a positive manner, having a bird's eye view of the situation, but not being dragged in or sucked into that situation. Rather, you're looking at it from outside like an observer, but you're also appreciating the positive things in the other person. But before you appreciate a positive thing in the other person, one has to appreciate the positive things in yourself. You have a lot of positivity. Maybe that particular day is dark, dull, and doomed, but you still have some positivity in you. You will have to live through that positivity. That's exactly what I mean to convey over here. As you see, we have many triangular boxes over here. Most of them are different emotions that you can identify yourself with. But look at the colors. What we call as positive is in red. Anger, unpleasant can also make you have the same kind of an emotion, hormonally speaking. When oxytocin kicks in, when serotonin kicks in, these are hormones, these are neurotransmitters. When they kick in, when your adrenaline is high, your body might respond to the same emotion, but in different ways. Hence, it's very important for us to acknowledge that we are an amalgamation of different emotions. Our mind is filled with different emotions. Having said that, I want all of you to quickly grab a pencil, a pen, and a sheet. And I would want you to rate yourself on these couple of questions. If you're ready, then we begin. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you can rate yourself on each of the statement, 1 being the least and 10 being the most applicable to you at the moment. Like right now, 4:22 p.m. on a Sunday evening. Let me begin. Sentence number 1. Today is a great day. Today is a great day. Rate yourself between 1 and 10. It's just your subjective marking. Sentence 2. I think I need to relax, sleep, and forget all about watering the plants or watching the night sky. I think I need to relax, sleep, but forget all about watering the plants or watching the night sky. I just want to sleep. Sentence 3. I wish I could change the world, but this time is testing my patience. But these times, as in the lockdown time, is testing my patience. I can change the world, but right now, it's too much for me. It's testing my patience. Sentence 4. All things around looks interesting. Everything around you looks interesting. Sentence number 5. I did look forward to today's talk. I did look forward to today's talk. Sentence number 6. I think any amount of goodness around us will still keep us in the same state of agony. Nothing can change. It's always like this. Nothing can change. Next, the lockdown has put my life out of balance. Next, the lockdown is challenging yet bracing, which means the lockdown is very challenging. It's difficult, but I'll embrace it. Let me adapt. Sentence 9, happiness for me reverberates with acquisition. For me, happiness is only when I get something. When I put my hand on a $100 bill, when I have ₹1,000,000 in my account, or when I get that Ferrari car. For me, that is happiness. Or when I get an iPhone. And the last one is simple and small things in life bring in loads of happiness. Now, kindly do your arithmetic, calculate your total score, and put it in the chat box. Calculate your score. Oh, wow. All of that, 10. If you've got 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, then put it together. You'll get a total. And now put it in the chat box. 61, 77. Srividya, Dr. Prerna. Alicia, 49. Suthir, 77. Shahat, 48. Haritri, 64. Thank you. Chitra Devi, 83. That's a very good number, madam. 76. Akshaya. Sudhir Trivedi, 77. Very nice. Very nice. Somebody's got 80. Jodhwari. Garima. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, friends. Now, please look into your score. If you have got a score below 40, that's 30 and below, then you're a person who needs to really work on your emotions and have a lot of positive outlook. Whereas if your score is 70 and above, like say 71, 80 to 90, and if somebody has got 100, you're an extremely positive person. And those in between are ones who are balancing it out, who are trying to manage the situation, and who are being very, very, very careful about what you do. But yet you're enjoying all the good things in life. But there are a few things that are weighing you down because you're not ready to accept certain negative things. That not negative things, but challenging stuff in life. I hope this small questionnaire, it's part of my research, but I've changed quite a few questions over here, has brought in a little bit of clarity for you with regard to how you can understand and what are the most important sentences and questions you can ask yourself when you're weighing yourself down or when you're not positive or you want to be a little more positive in the day. Moving ahead, my dear friends, there are 4 pillars to positivity. One thing, the first thing is you need to be happy in doing small things. Small things together culminate into a bigger happy moment. For example, smiling at your stranger, smiling at a person who's just randomly walking down the street, or maybe offering a glass of water to somebody at home, or maybe, just helping your friend to understand some concept, or just like how Dr. Suresh did, bringing us all together. And that one step when he dropped that first message was a small thing, but then it led to a very bigger picture. And that's a positive thing. Accept yourself. Accept that you have many colors to your emotions. Accept that, yes, this is what I am. Now let me work on certain things and let me be happy about certain other things. So accept it. Let there be harmony. Let there be harmony with yourself and your surrounding. You have to be happy about yourself. You have to be good to yourself. A certain amount of self-love is always good, but it should be harmonious with your surrounding. Don't love yourself so much that you forget about what's happening outside. Harmony is the key to have a very good social life and a family life. In fact, that will define how you interact with other people, interpersonal interaction and communication. This is one of the core elements. Then another pillar is joy in doing little things. Joy in starting at a very initial phase and then working on it with a cascading effect, you build on it. For example, if you're really happy today and you really want to, let's say, cook carrot halwa, then what are you going to do? You just can't go to the kitchen and say carrot halwa appear. It's not going to appear. You'll have to do small things. You'll have to make everything ready and go with the process, and then you will have your carrot halwa. So start with small things. Enjoy everything that you do. And when you cook, especially for women, try this out tomorrow or tonight. Just make a dish and make sure that you wear a smile on your face throughout your cooking time, and see that your dish will also turn out to be a lot more tastier. And most important is you have to be in the present here and now. When you follow all these things, then you will definitely have a positive mindset. And a positive mindset is the key for a positive life. And a positive life is a key for a life which is more satisfying, which is more to your purpose of living. Moving ahead, I want you to carefully look at this Venn diagram. There are 3 circles. Life is a circle. You come back to what you start on. So if you start something very pleasant, on a positive note, being very pleasant in life, and you enjoy doing small things, and you think that it's a pleasure to do each of these daily rituals, and you add meaning to it, meaning to whatever you do. Suppose you have to get up in the morning, then you add meaning. I'm going to get up today and I'm going to do this. I'm happy. My life is happy. I have a great morning, which is why we wish each other good morning. Good morning is a very simple 2-letter word, but has a profound meaning in it. Just be happy. Add meaning to the words that you use. Add meaning to everything that you do. And the other element is, for a good life, you need to use skills. Suppose to make your morning very happy on a given morning, let's say tomorrow morning, if you want to wake up making and you're woken up, you're really pleasant, you're enjoying, you're telling yourself, I'm going to do it well, and you're adding meaning to that day's life, you'll have to use some skills to make it happen. For example, if you're a good gardener, go and work in your garden, plant a sapling, or go and water your plants. If not, if you're in the confines of your room, then do something with a paper, or do something over the internet, or take your phone and just give a call to that one friend of yours who was lost in time. And then you will see that your skill in communication, your skill in gardening, your skill in cooking has enriched your life. Your skill in sharing has enriched your life, which is why it's very important and pertinent to share and continue to learn. Whatever you have learned, share it with others. That will give you a sense of happiness. Focus on creating a lot of meaning into what you do, and discover you have many skills which are hidden. Discover them. Talk to yourself and see what are your skills, where does it lie, and where can you apply. That way, this will help you to make your life a lot more positive. And when it is aided with happiness that you get, then there is peace. And who doesn't want peace? When there is peace, every day becomes a celebration. But there are times when people will come in and trouble you. I want you to now go with me through a visualization journey. I want all of you to sit comfortably and very gently close your eyes. Close your eyes very gently. Imagine that you're sitting in a yellow bus, and the bus is moving. You really don't know where it's going, but it's just moving. You don't know the speed of it, but you can feel it. It's moving. People come in, they sit. There is a group of individuals who are making a lot of noise at one corner. And there are other people somewhere who are maybe chanting some verse, some hymns, or maybe they're laughing, having a good time. Everything is happening. You're being drawn into both the elements. But You're there. You're appreciating whatever is happening. You're not being bothered by the person who is laughing or the person who is yapping. You're just there. You're an observer. You're just there. And at this moment, make a move. Keep your eyes closed and sit there. In your mind, now go to that one person who is yelling at you, and with a very big smile, tell that person that maybe we can have peace. I respect you. I respect you. Just go and give that smile, come back and sit in your seat. Now that person or that group of individuals yelling and shouting is not going to trouble you. Now go to the other group, which is having a good time. They're laughing, they're sharing about all the goodness in life. Go to them and appreciate them. Come back to your seat and sit down. What did you do? You have appreciated both of them. Now slowly open your eyes, and in the comment box, if you can type what you did. What is it that you learned in this exercise? What did you learn? How did it help you? I'm looking forward for one or two comments in the comment box. Forgiveness. Wonderful. Dr. Palki Ghai says forgiveness. Sona says forgive. Anything else, my dear friends? Showing respect. Absolutely. Tackling the situation. Yeah, we did tackle. Acceptance and gratitude. Right. Nabina. And yes, positive energy, happiness. I'm not touched by several emotions. Forgiveness, showing positive gratitude, positive mindset. Be positive, forgive. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you for this overwhelming response. That's what I was looking for. Yes, don't harm, respect. Yes, very nice. Empathy. That's right. What you just did is to acknowledge the positive in the other. And once you acknowledge the positive in the other, there'll be no need to be angry about anything. There's no need to be bogged down by what's happening. And that's not going to trouble you in any which way. And when you went to the positive speaking group, what you did there is to also acknowledge that positive thing. And you became doubly positive. But just before you acknowledged this, you were still sitting in your seat, but you were being judgmental. When you acknowledge the positive things in a person, then you just cannot be judgmental. You're working on yourself, my dear friends. You're working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, your life is so much more better. There is happiness within you. The locus of control is within you. It's not outside. I need not no longer be happy when I have a bar of Dairy Milk chocolate. Or I need not be happy when I see that others are giving me gifts, because the biggest gift is what you can gift yourself from within. Your locus of control is from within. And with that, when you continue this acknowledging, then forgiving, being judgmental will all take a back seat, and you will experience happiness. And when this is prolonged over a period of time with a positive mindset, you will have bliss and peace of mind. I hope that small exercise was helpful. All this is stemming out of this positive psychology. Positive psychology is one branch of psychology which deals with how to remain positive. Martin Seligman is the co-founder of positive psychology. When he became the director of American Psychological Association, he found that there are many things that are spoken about, how to handle that, how to handle this. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. It's seen as your PPT is visible now.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Are you playing a video or something?
No, it's just the PPT.
Yes, PPT is visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So this particular person is a
Make it
very...
a full screen, ma'am. Sorry. Just make it as a full screen so that people can see.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so positive psychology is one branch in psychology which deals with all the positive things. Martin Seligman, when he became the director, he saw that there are everything that is spoken about various disorders and coping mechanism, but there was nothing when it came to remaining positive. And with that thought in mind, along with Martin Seligman, he had joined hands with Vihai Csikszentmihalyi. It's a very difficult name to pronounce. Pardon me on that. And Mr. Peterson, they gathered together and they put forth a theory called the PERMA model. This PERMA model is a theory of well-being. It's one step beyond being positive. What it tells you is everybody has a positive emotion. And when you use that positive emotion and you engage with a particular audience using that particular positive emotion, then you can heal all relationships and make it positive. It is all about how you're going to engage your positive emotion with the other person or the other situation. And when you have healed relationships, healed the relationship with people, with situations, with your past, and also with what's happening, then you create positive relationships. When you create positive relationships, there comes in meaning to what you're doing. When there is meaning to what you're doing, there is meaning in that particular relationship. You will derive meaning. And when you derive meaning, then your task is then accomplished. And that accomplishment might give you success, might give you happiness, might give you strength, might give you a sense of bliss. Ultimately, you're going to have a positive mindset, and thus the cycle repeats. To quote Mr. Seligman, he says, life inflicts the same setbacks and tragedies on the optimist as on the pessimist, but the optimist weathers them better. What he means to convey over here is life is same for anyone who looks at life as positive, who looks at life as neutral, or who looks at life as negative. Life gives the same challenge, like for today's instance, COVID. COVID has given the same kind of challenge to you and me alike, just like all the crores of people around, millions of people around across the globe. But what is pertinent is how we deal with it. Do we have a positive mindset? And how do I get my positive mindset? To first knock at your positive emotions and look at things and engage with them positively. And then the rest will follow. Everything gets healed. You add meaning, and there you see that now you have a purpose in life, and all that is because you are positive. Martin Seligman also speaks about something called CSV, character, strength, and virtues. He tells us that all these three things can be understood in a very different way. So if you see a person whom you think has a negative character, negative personality, then just don't make a statement and don't brand them. Don't put that label on their forehead. Instead, take a step back and see what else is not visible. Maybe that person has 10 good qualities and is not shown. Right now, what you can see is just the negative. And the other thing that also weighs you down is your own presence. You remember the 5 pillars I spoke about? When you're here and now, when you're in the present, all that matters to you now is being here. And when you're being in the present, like right now, when you're here, all that matters is what you're assimilating, what you're getting from this particular talk. And what will not matter is something that is not weighing you down. So that has to be our way of life. Let me put it through an example. All of you have been through a busy road. Now, be with me and imagine that you're walking on a street. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, not much of a traffic, very nice. And you walk, you keep walking, you have reached a place, and then your journey continues. Now there's a lot of traffic and there's a traffic jam. You're stuck. You're on your foot. You're stuck. And you're trying to make your way through the cars, through the bikes, the buses, the big trucks, cycle, other people, and all of a sudden the traffic starts to move. And what are you going to experience at this moment is being completely mindful. You're in the present right now. And if you have to move out of it, then you'll have to be completely aligned to the present moment. And when you're aligned to the present moment, you can carefully come out of it. Now, what happened? What was negative about the situation? Those were just challenges, and you beat the challenge and you came out. That is being positive and being in the moment. That's a classic example that I share with most of my clients as well. If you can understand this, then most of your things in life are just like those traffic. You're not part of it. It just comes and goes. And you'll have to make your way out. If you have a positive mindset, then you make your way out very nicely. That's all about it. I hope all of you will follow this. And what is most important is if you are going to have a very fulfilling day, then when you wake up right away in the morning, wake up with a fresh start and form an intent for the day. My intent for today was I'm going to be wholesome. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to make my day the zenith of happiness. I'm going to make my day purposeful. I am having a super duper good day. Have an intent for the day and live through the intent. As I told you, I gave an example before. If you're going to cook, try cooking with a smile on your face throughout your cooking, and your dish will come out so well. Why? You didn't add any new ingredient. Nobody helped you, but it's because of your positiveness. Try it and see, my dear friends. It's going to help you. And when you start your day with a positive intent, you will make sure your mind is wired in such a way that it reads all these intents and the messages that you give to the mind very carefully, and it works through it. It's very important also to have some gratitude. Have a gratitude journal, or you can write small bits of paper, like pieces of paper, and write a sentence of gratitude for anyone. Let's practice it on an everyday scale. Like you write one gratitude sheet for one person per day. So by the end of the year, you would have thanked 365 people. You would have touched 365 people in your life. And you have to be mindful of the communication of the words that you use and be aware of the situation. Please do practice this. This is a tool I'm giving you. Please do practice it. There's just one thing that I want to share before I end. There is a small programming called neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro is how your neurobiology works, and linguistic is the language that we use. And when you use the right language, you can program your mind to work in the way that you want. Some people I've heard many people tell the sentence, I really don't know. Destiny has this in for me. Let me just go with what is happening. But you really need not do that. You need to bring in some bit of change in it. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. When you tell that I'm going to have a good day today, you're making your brain to read it and become that. Suppose you're going to, are you able to see my screen? I don't know. There's some challenge.
Yes, we are able to see it now.
Okay. And if neurolinguistics is a tool, then what you're going to do is you're going to speak to yourself, self-talk to program your brain. And once you program your brain, the rest of your day is going to be awesome. You can use neurolinguistic programming as a tool to even tackle certain very difficult situations, like the questions that you were asking, Dr. Krishnan. Similar to that, you can use neurolinguistic programming to cater to many different aspects. But what is important is that shift in your mindset. The input and the output can be can be worked upon, and you can alter it by using the right kind of language. Once you use the right kind of language, your output will be according to what you need. You see, let me give you one tool. Suppose you meet a person, and the person is somebody who is very outgoing, and you're a very introvert person, or you meet somebody else who is very introvert, and you need to speak to both of them on the same topic. And you see, one is really excited and the other is not. What you have to understand is the one who is very excited is a big chunk thinker. He thinks big. He can think always very big. And for him, if there's a solution, then the solution is always on a grander scale. He looks at the bigger picture. Whereas the other person who seldom speaks and who keeps looking into all these details is a small chunker. He builds from small, like how you build your house. And the other person looks into the bigger picture. He is a granular. He looks at the bigger picture. And how are you going to speak to these two people is when you understand them. And another tool is a neuro-linguistic NLP tool is if you have to go and face an audience, face somebody who is really, there's a huge audience or there's a very challenging audience and you need to face them. You're really nervous. How do you beat it? Imagine that there's a circle in front of you and you fill this circle. Let's do this for a moment. Please close your eyes. Imagine that there's a circle in front of you, a horizontal circle, like a huge rangoli or a plate in front of you. And into that circle, you add all the colors that you like, all the colors. Keep adding, add as many colors as you like. You can even leave it monochrome. Now add all the good things like success, like happiness, peace, all of this. Spirituality, divinity, blessing, add all of it. Add all of it. Now, very carefully, keep that circle in front of you, in front of your feet. Very carefully. It's all yours. It's not going to go anywhere. It's all yours. Now, after you've placed it in front of your feet, just walk into it. Take your feet and put it inside the circle and see that, feel that positivity that you've just got. This is one more NLP tool. It's tremendous. Many coaches across the globe use it. It's a tool for all those people who have to deal with hundreds of people on a public platform and even with certain situations where they're not prepared for. This is called the Circle of Excellence. I hope it has helped you, friends. And I would end with this last slide. Most of you must have watched this Pursuit of Happiness. There are 4 scenes which I have got out of it. In the first scene, Will Smith is a salesman and he goes to this person to sell. He's having an equipment and he needs to sell it. And he's really, really in need of that money. But the person is really busy, and then finally he somehow convinces to have a conversation while they're moving from one point to the other point in a car. And in the car, he notices that this boss is actually so engrossed in solving that Rubik's Cube that he's just not listening to Will Smith. So Will Smith takes it away from him and solves it. And as that boss is looking at the cube, Will Smith takes that moment to give a brief about his invention, his gadget. Will Smith could have chosen not to meet him or be really put down by what was happening, but then he chose to be positive and he found his way out. And the next scene is that particular day, he comes like this to work with not the proper outfit. That's his day when he's being interviewed. What had happened was the previous night, his wife left him. And he was completely broken. His wife left him with his child. And his owner said, now you cannot stay here because I really don't want you to be here. And then he says, let me do some work for you and I'll stay here. He starts to paint the entire house. While he was painting, he gets into trouble and the cops come in because of the case that was filed against him by his wife. They get him to the jail. They get him to the police station, and he's there. But the next day he gets bail, he comes out and he realizes that he's too late for his interview, and this is how he appears to his interview. This is another example of being positive. He did not allow the negatives to bog him down or weigh him down. He came out of it. And the last bit is a very, very, very dear scene to me. You see Will Smith with his son. Both of them are there trying to understand, what are we going to do in life? Will Smith doesn't have a job. He has a small kid to take care. And they have a conversation, and the son says, Dad, why don't we play basketball? And Will Smith is trying to basket in. He's not able to do it, whereas his son is doing it one after the other, one after the other. Will Smith looks at him and he says, oh boy, that's what you do. And I don't think you can do it all the time. And the moment he says that, his son feels that, oh yes, I cannot do it. And he stops playing. And Will Smith notices it and he says to his son, don't ever let someone tell you you cannot do something. Don't ever let someone tell you you cannot do something, not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you cannot do it. Sometimes people can't do it themselves, and they'll tell you you can't do a good thing in your life. But you want something, then you go get it. If you want something, you go get it. This is a beautiful analogy from the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. And friends, I have 7 sutras for a positive life. Be optimistic. Find a positive emotion in every negative situation. Cultivate a positive environment around you. Be slow. Don't be in a hurry. Don't make a mountain of a molehill. Think that when I sort small things together, then finally the entire mountain of problem will be solved by its own. And you don't have to always give colors to it and make it look big and big. Think that every situation is a challenge. There's no problem, but it's just a challenge, and solution will eventually come out. Add value and positivity to somebody else's life. Gratitude by giving, by sharing. Learn to take criticism in a healthy way. There's always a critic in our life, and you are always a dreamer, but become a realist. Take elements from your critic, but don't let go of your dream. That way you'll become a realist. And start your day in a positive way with the intent for the day. Thank you so much, my friends. And I come to the end of the presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful presentation. As you said, it was a real journey through happiness. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was really nice.
And we have a few questions from the participants. Shall we start the question and answer session now?
Yeah, yes.
So the first question is from Deepika Chauhan. Please unmute yourself, Deepika, so that you can ask the question. Is Deepika Chauhan?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We can. You are audible, ma'am.
Hello. First of all, thank you so much, ma'am, to give nice speech and related to real life. And my question is, you told that we should start morning from the happiness. But when we start from the happiness, but few incident is in life that keep in mind and we are not able to come out. So then what should we do? So then we can come out from that incident.
That's a very good question, Deepika Chauhan. Let me rephrase it and let me help you understand what I meant in my presentation. What I told you is have an intent for the day. Your intent is your purpose for the day. Suppose somebody is in a state of grieving. Somebody has lost someone, or maybe somebody has lost a job, or it's just that you're not feeling that great. So when you wake up, tell yourself that I am going to remain positive no matter what. I am going to accept things in a positive way. So when you do this, you're training your mind to be positive, Deepika Chauhan. And that way, even if there are people or situations which are challenging you, you'll somehow be able to overcome it.
Okay, ma'am. So that means we should take solution from own self. How can we overcome this kind of problems and incident?
Okay, Deepika, let me tell you. I'm going to ask you to be very, very sad right now. Can you be sad? Can you be sad? I
Hello?
suppose
Yes,
you're.
ma'am.
I suppose you're sad. Now, I'm going to ask you to think about or imagine a flower. Imagine a flower. Okay? Now keep that aside. You're sad and there's a flower. Keep that on one side of your mind. And now I want you to be very happy. Very happy. Imagine that one moment in your life when you were really happy. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Now imagine a flower. Any flower. Now imagine a flower. Now keep that also aside. Keep that also aside. Now imagine that you're neutral. Okay? You're neutral. You're neither happy nor sad. You're just neutral. You're neutral. And now imagine another flower, third flower. What was the change that you saw?
There was a color change and there was a there grows up change. Means like I said for the sad moment hibiscus, and second I said for happiness moment rose, and the third I said neutral marigold.
See, this is what I told you. When you're happy, you will see things being happy and you will attach your emotion to the situation and you will not become lost in the situation. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. I will try. Definitely, I will try. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepika, ma'am, for the question. Thank you. So the next question is from Geetanjali. Please unmute yourself, ma'am, so that you can answer the question. Geetanjali, ma'am?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Yeah. And first of all, I would like to thank you for all the organizer teams. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I want to ask one question. If you are facing a lot of problem in your life and you are not getting what you want in your life, so how can you find happiness?
Okay, so let me understand your question. You want something in your life, but you're not able to get it.
Yeah.
And you want to get it.
Yeah.
So you'll have to work towards it. But then if you're speaking about remaining positive and working through that positiveness, then first thing is you remember the 5 pillars of happiness I spoke about. You need to be in the present. You need to derive happiness from the small things that you do. Maybe you want to earn, let's say, 1 lakh at the end of the month, but your capacity is probably only 10,000 or even just 1,000. Then how are you going to do it? You have to understand what are my strengths and what is the purpose? Why are you doing this? And also, what am I going to get by doing it? And then you will see that your passion and your profession will somewhere mix and give you that wow factor where you can work and you can get that revenue. But ultimately, you can think on these lines only when you're positive, when you have a positive mindset. If you have blocks, then that will stop you from thinking.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. So the next question is from Marimuthu B. Sir, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Mostly, it was a nice session. Really, I didn't feel it like a webinar session. It was like a practical online workshop for us, which was enhancing our minds positively. Really nice. Then my question is like not a question, just a suggestion. Like, can you talk about the alpha state of mind which provokes more positivity? How to maintain the alpha state of mind so that we maintain our positivity?
Yes, actually, to be frank, that's a complete different topic by itself. I think Suresh sir will agree with me. And we can have a very detailed session sometime in the future when it comes to the alpha state of mind. But Alpha state of mind is not the happy state of mind, if you ask me. That in itself cannot bring in happiness. It's a state of being. So maybe we can keep that for the next session. But if I can talk about your second question, how to bring in happiness and while being in the alpha state, is probably being mindful of what is happening, and also appreciating various things that are around you, and not being very judgmental about what you're not getting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. There is a question from the chat box. I will just read it out, ma'am.
Yes.
This question is from Jayanti Murali. She has asked, after attending some sessions like this, I will try to be positive for some times, but after a while, my mindset is getting diluted and moved towards negativity. What is your suggestion for me, ma'am?
That's a wonderful question. In fact, I appreciate you for bringing up that question. And the answer to that is, you attend a session and you're motivated. You're motivated to such an extent that you're going to do it. It happens to all of us. We make a plan. We set a goal. Most of us set small-term goals, short-term goals, and we'll tell ourselves, okay, tomorrow morning I'm just going to get up at 5 in the morning and go for a walk. I'm going to do my exercise and routine. You'll do it for one day, second day, third day, you're out. You relax. And then fourth day, you're back into the same point where you're trying to deal with the same situation. Why does it happen? Is because we lack something called consistency. Consistency is the key word to make something that is not yours as yours. For example, if you're going to look at Akshay Lakshmi at the moment, she's nodding her head. And probably I'm a person who doesn't nod my head. The minute I take it and I practice it, I keep on practicing it for 3-4 days, then it becomes mine. That way you will not fall out of it. You have attended this session on being positive and having a positive mindset. What you're going to do is, the first thing is, you're going to make sure that you keep practicing it. You have to keep practicing. And once you keep practicing, it will become yours. Then how will it go away from you? And suppose it goes away from you, then I'll give you 2 suggestions. One is, read any literature which helps you to come back to being positive. Second thing is, talk to somebody who can help you through that moment, because sometimes you need to speak to someone and they can see you objectively but not subjectively. You have to look at situations in your life like they're passing in front of you, like how the birds pass in front of you. Just look at that. And if nothing helps, then please contact your counselor, nearest counselor. You can be in touch with Suresh, with me, or anybody else, and you can speak to us and we can guide you through. But the word is, be consistent.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I guess there is someone who is raising the hand, like Rajasekhar TD. He has unmuted himself. Please do ask the question, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
can I ask one question? Madam, thank you for the very interesting talk. Question is, do you have such a thing as a happiness index in your psychological studies?
Yes, there is a happiness index, and various countries are measured on this happiness index, and it can be also applied to individuals, and it's a standardized scale. There is a happiness index, and you can find it on Google, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
sir, for the question. There are a lot of participants who has raised the question. I don't think so we have much time for that. I will just restrict the questions to one chat question. There is a question in the chat and 2 more questions from the participants. Others can actually, if ma'am is okay, they can mail you the questions so that.
Definitely. I'm just leaving my email ID in the chat box.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. There is a question in the chat box. I will just read it out now.
Yes, definitely.
The question is from Kanahalakshmi. She's asked.
Okay.
She has said like, "Good evening, ma'am. Nice presentation. Thank you a lot." Then okay, I'm younger for my family. My sister and brother are always not accepting my words, even though I am correct. They won't accept. This leaves me to be angry and unhappy. How to overcome this, and how can I realize their mistake now?
Okay, that's a typical question. What happens is when you are the youngest in the family, at least in Indian culture, you're expected to confine to certain rules, and you're supposed to follow certain regulations. And the elder person usually are if you have more than one elder sibling, then they become your pseudo parents. They're almost like your parents. So the first thing is that accept it. Accept that this is my situation. Once you have the acceptance, you are no longer cribbing. And after accepting it, work on it. Where are the pain points in the relationship between you and your brother or your father or somebody in the family? Identify the pain points where you do not agree on the same thing. And once you've identified the pain points, look into the options that you can work on. There might be a couple of options which will work for you and your family. And you can work on those options and then see how much of it can you bring it into practice. You cannot put everything 100% into practice, and you have to take it segmental. You have to be having the segmental approach and incremental approach. Take it one at a time and see if you can talk to the other person. And most important is that do not get into a heated conversation with the other person. Don't be a fireball. If you're a fireball, what you get back is a bigger fireball. Don't be a fireball. Instead, speak to the person. No matter who it is, no matter how they are, no matter where they are. Communication, my dear friends, is the biggest tool given to humans. Use it wisely, and you can create that difference. Have a positive mindset.
Very true, ma'am. Thank you for that wonderful answer. We will have one last question from Dr. Palki, right? Okay, just unmute her. Palki, ma'am. Okay, I'm not able to get her. Okay, ma'am. Dr. Sujata Mani, ma'am, are you there? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask a question from ma'am, please.
Yeah. Please proceed.
Ma'am, your session was really helpful. But being a married woman, you know how it's difficult to adjust in a family with the in-laws and everything.
Yes.
So you get up in the morning with a positive vibe, said everything I agree. But once you step out of your room and something happens again, now that positive thinking doesn't remain. It affects the mental state of a person. How to handle being a 10-year-old marriage still, I believe many women still suffer from that. Especially, I'm telling about my instances, for instance. Like everything positive, you sleep tight, everything, and morning again, your in-laws are there, you live in a joint family, something happens. And it's very difficult to how to cope up with that.
Right. Wonderful question. In fact, it's a very practical question. And many families do go through this. Dr. Palki, hi. If I have to answer that, let me give you one tool. Please use it at your leisure. What I want you to do is draw a long line on a long sheet of paper. And you're in 2020. Think about what were those elements and those pictures that come to you about your life. The first picture about yourself. Who was Palki Ghai? The first picture. And then build on it to your present and write what you see in your mind. And after that, after 2020, what do you want to be? Let's say in 2021, you want to be a very happy person with a family which is always appreciating you. And in 2022, you want to be a person who is going to speak like me, who's going to ask Dr. Suresh to give you an opportunity to speak. In 2024, you're going to imagine what you want to be and keep it going. It's called the timeline technique. Once you do this, I want you to see your present situation. I have a problem in my family. See in your timeline if your family has been featured. And if it has been featured, is it your mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, co-sister, whoever? And then identify where they're going to feature in your future. Are they going to be, what part and role do they play in your future? Once you do this, you will understand how you have to negotiate with them. But having a positive mindset is not being happy all the time, but it is looking into the positive aspect of the situation. Suppose your mother-in-law knocks at your door and she starts to yell at you. You'll have to now have a positive mindset. Don't start judging her. As I told you, if you become a fireball, then it will come back to you. Have a positive mindset and tell that, okay, let me just hear to what she's saying without being affected for the moment, and then take my next step and continue with my work. And if she has a valid point, let me deliberate on it. People become fireballs for various reasons that we fail to understand. But this being a very huge topic, relationship management and relationship counseling, marriage counseling is a huge topic. And probably you can mail me and I can help you through.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think Professor Kannamma ma'am was raising hand. If she's there, she can ask.
Yes, ma'am. Please unmute yourself and ask the question, ma'am. Kannamma ma'am.
Kannamma ma'am.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. And thank you to Dr. Sujata and the team. And I just want to congratulate you all. And I think today's session is actually a grand finale for the marathon that has been happening for the past 7 days with so much of information and knowledge. And I am 100% sure many would have got so much, but many would have also forgotten so much that they heard in the 7 days. Because it was overwhelming and a very good thing to the participants who are there and who are thinking about positive and they were talking about that. I just want to share one thing that you can do every morning that you wake up. Madam Manvita, can I share that?
Oh, please do, ma'am.
You just get up and you just cross your midline. Just put your fingers on your midline and you just sit on your bed, and then you turn to your right, and then you turn to your left, smiling at everything you see. Even you smile at your cupboard, even you smile at your environment. You just watch what happens until the end of the day. That's all I have to say. And thank you, Dr. Sujata, for calling me and inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And this is, what shall I say? From the start, it was a challenge to the whole world. And you started with that, a challenge to the whole world on how you are, all of a sudden you are lost. All of a sudden. And today you have got an answer to be positive to what is going to happen from tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
To add to what Professor said, when you cross your arms like this and you do this, you know what is this called? It's called self-hug. You're hugging yourself. You're hugging yourself because you need to self-care. It's self-love. And once you hug yourself, you know that you are there with yourself no matter what, no matter when. And once you do this, and as ma'am said, when you have that smile on your face, drawing that smile on your face is the easiest way to remain happy. Thank you for that share, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. due to the time constraint, I think if at all there are any other questions, please mail ma'am so that she can answer the questions. And now I request Ms. Anani Lakshmi to give feedback and vote of thanks by Dr. Sujata Mali ma'am. Anani Lakshmi?
Yes, there.
Ms. Anani Lakshmi?
Yeah, you can give.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure,
sir.
sir. Yes, ma'am. If I am to give the feedback, I'm just feeling so happy, or I kind of feeling a satisfaction.
Thank you, Akshaya and Ananya, for being with us, and thanks for this opportunity. Here it is going to rain, I think so. So a lot of electric connection has gone.
We're going to remain happy when it's dark. Being positive, we're going to have a candlelight dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, so like it is like now it is, we are having all candles here.
Yes,
Can you
of
see?
course.
Yeah. Yeah, so at the outset, it gives me immense pleasure to be with you. For the past 7 days, we had a very good session, international webinar series on mental health and wellness during this COVID-19 pandemic situation. It gives me immense pleasure that it is all because of due to Dr. Suresh Kumar, who was coordinating this program along with me. So on behalf of the Department of Special Education and Rehabilitation Science, I thank Dr. Suresh Kumar for being with us, for conducting the 7 days program in a grand success manner. Every participants who have joined with us, they appreciated all the sessions. So each and every topic was very nice. Excellent topic that has been chosen by the coordinator and the speaker. And every speaker was very, what to say, friendly, and they were explaining all their knowledge in a very effective manner, so that it has reached all our participants in an effective way. So in this context, I am so happy that the speakers made this program a grand success. So in this regard, I am so happy that all the speakers were effective, and they have rendered a very good service for making this international series in a very grand manner. So I take this opportunity to record my sincere thanks to all the resource persons for this 7 days series program, and made this program a grand success. On the part of the Department of Special Education, Alagappa University, and Department of Psychology, the American College, Madurai, it is our great pleasure to extend our thanks to all of you. And that too, in particular, today's resource person. Now in our midst, we have Manvita ma'am. She was what to say, a multi-personality who gave a point of a positive mindset in a very positive way. So I thank her. And at the outset, I thank Ananya and Akshaya for being with us, for conducting this program in a grand success manner. And I also thank all the participants who were sailing with us for this 7 days in an effective way, and gathering all the knowledges in a great manner. So in this regard, I also thank all the participants for being with us. And for your note, we have sent the feedback link to the WhatsApp group. We have shared it. You have to fill it and submit. Based on this only, we have to provide e-certificate. So be conscious of submitting it. And on the whole, I thank the principal secretary of the American College, Madurai, for giving this opportunity to do this international series of webinar on mental health and wellness in an effective way. I take this opportunity to thank our higher officials, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. N. Rajendran, Alagappa University, and our Registrar, Professor H. Gurumalesh Prabhu, for giving us a constant guidance and support for rendering this international webinar series in an effective way. I also thank all other higher officials of Alagappa University for giving us permission to do this. I thank all the management information system members for supporting us in guiding all these programs in an effective way. So overall, I thank each and one of you for being with us and making this program in a grand success manner on this international webinar series, Mental Health and Wellness. I am so happy that we had a very good venture. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Akshaya Lakshmi, just one moment, if I can just.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to place on record my sincere thanks and gratitude to Dr. Suresh Kumar sir. He's been wonderful in organizing these talks and a really kind person that I've come across. God bless you, sir. And to Sujata Malini ma'am, and to Alagappa University and the Department of Psychology, Madurai University. And thank you, Akshay Lakshmi, for being a great host and trying to get me on to answering the questions along with Anand Lakshmi, I think. Thank you so much. And I thank everyone who have joined in for this session and who have heard me speak for the past, I think, 45 minutes. Thank you for bearing with me, and I hope all of you have a great life ahead. Remain happy, remain positive, have a happy and positive mindset. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Suresh sir, please, a few words.
Yes, thank you all. I had a great pleasure to travel with you all during the 7 days. It is a great experience. I record my thanks to Sujata ma'am because he's a one who given the seeding for this webinar. We have to conduct and it must be reach most of the people. And we had a different ideas and this is the topic finalized. And I think you all may agree with me. It is really useful for you also. I felt it is personally, I felt it is more useful for me. For that, I record my thanks to Sujata ma'am and the department. In background, there are many people are working. I think we miss them. I thank the research scholars, the students of Alagappa University. 24/7 they are working. I think we may think that it is a 2-hour program. In the background, they are working a lot, preparing the content, getting feedback, sending the message, and everything they are working on. I record my thanks to them also, and I thank all the participants. Without your support, they cannot reach this much success. Thank you all, and thank you on that post, Ananya and Akshaya. As said, thank you all the participants, and I record my special thanks to all the speakers. I think they made this program is more successful. Thank you all. Thanks so much. And we are having one more program at 5:30, so we have to wind up right now. Otherwise, they may call me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being with us. I thank all my scholars, Ravichandran, Samuel, and my Prabhu research scholar, who are working behind for YouTube live streaming and making this program in a grand manner.
Okay,
thank you, sir.
Thank you so much
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity. Thank you, Alagappa University, Dr. Sujata ma'am, American College, and Dr. Suresh sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank
It was
you,
wonderful.
Ananya.
Thank you.